You know that tiny moment when you tap your card and the payment just works? It feels like magic, like money teleports, like the store's little beep is a spell. But under that beep is a fast, invisible relay race, one that can involve your card, the terminal, your bank, the store's bank, a card network, fraud detectors, encryption, and a decision engine, all in a couple of seconds. So what actually happens when you pay by card? And why does it sometimes fail even when you have money? Why do some taps get approved instantly and others trigger a security check? Where does the fee go and who is getting paid? And when you use Apple Pay or Google Pay, are you still using your card or something else entirely? Let's pop open the hood, because that beep is not a sound. It's a verdict. The mystery is, I tapped, so who did I just talk to? First twist, when you pay by card, you are not really paying the store yet. You are asking a question. Your card is basically saying, hey, does this person have permission to spend this amount right now? And the system replies, yes, no. Or the more chaotic response, maybe, ask again. That is why, at the exact moment you tap, the most important thing happening is not money moving, it's trust moving. The cast of characters and why there are so many. To understand the beep, you need to know the players. You, the cardholder. The merchant, the store. The terminal, the card reader. The acquirer, the merchant's bank or payment processor. The card network, Visa, MasterCard, and others. The highway for transactions. The issuer, your bank. The one that says yes or no. And between them, a whole swarm of security checks. Think of it like sending a bouncer your ID through a tube to a different city, where another bouncer checks it and sends a thumbs up back. All before your coffee gets cold. Core mechanism, the two big moments are authorization and settlement. Here's the cleanest way to think about card payments. There are two separate events. First, authorization, the permission slip. This is the moment you feel a tap, then a beep, and done. But what you actually got was an approval to proceed. Second, settlement, the actual money movement. This happens later, often in batches, when the merchant sends a final list of charges to get paid. So the beep is not money sent. It is permission granted, which explains something you have definitely experienced. Why a pending charge is not final. Ever seen a charge show up as pending, then change, or disappear? That is because pending is the system holding a seat for the transaction. Picture a restaurant waitlist. Authorization says, table for two? Yes, reserved. Settlement says, they ate, now charge them. Hotels and gas stations do this all the time. They may authorize a larger amount first, because they do not know the final total yet. So your account can look like it got hit, even though the final bill has not landed. And now, the tap itself. Now here's the clever part. What your card actually sends. When you tap, insert, or swipe, your card is not just handing over one simple number like a key. It is more like a key that constantly changes its shape. Modern chip and contactless payments use cryptography to generate a one-time proof, a little mathematical stamp that says, yes, this card was really here, right now. Not a photocopy, not a screenshot, not a fake. That is why, generally, swipe is easiest to clone. Insert chip payments are harder to clone. Tap contactless payments are often similarly secure to chip because they use dynamic data. Micro twist, the terminal does not verify your card by itself. It forwards what your card provides, so your bank and network can judge it. And while that is happening, something else is racing in parallel. The invisible speed check. Fraud detection in milliseconds. Your bank is not just checking your balance. It is asking a bunch of, is this normal questions? Is this purchase in your usual city? Is this at a weird time for you? Is it the kind of store you often use? Is it a sudden spike in spending? Has your card been used in two places that are far apart, too close together? Your bank has a mental model of you, not a perfect one, but a statistical shadow. And when your purchase does not match your pattern, the system might still approve, but flag it. Or it might decline and wait for you to confirm. That is why sometimes you get that humiliating moment at the counter. You have money. But the system is not asking about money. It is asking about confidence. But there is a twist. Decline does not always mean no. A decline can mean wrong PIN, temporary network hiccup. Your bank blocked it for suspected fraud. The merchant's terminal cannot reach the network. A limit was hit, for example, daily limits, contactless limits, or online limits. The card's security rules required a chip insert instead of a tap. The transaction type is not allowed. For example, some subscriptions or high-risk categories. Sometimes the decline is basically this: I cannot hear you, try again. So when you tap twice and it works the second time, that is not you convincing the machine. That is the system successfully reconnecting the chain. The money trail, where fees actually go. Okay, the part everyone wonders about. You buy something for 10 euros. The merchant does not receive exactly 10 euros. A small slice gets shaved off because the system you are using is a paid infrastructure. That fee often includes these parts. Interchange is typically a cut that goes to your bank, the issuer. Network fees go to the card network, like a highway toll. Processor and acquirer fees go to the merchant's payment processor, the company that handles logistics. The merchant is essentially paying for speed, fraud protection, guarantees, global acceptance, and the ability to tell customers, yes, we will take cards. And you are paying for something too, even if you do not see it directly. Convenience, protection, and sometimes rewards are funded by that same fee ecosystem. Micro twist, those cashback points are not free money. They are a redistribution of fees. So what happens next? Settlement is the quiet overnight step. At the end of the day, the merchant sends a batch of authorized transactions for settlement. Then the system performs the true money shuffle. The merchant gets paid minus fees. Your bank posts the final charge to you. If there are disputes, returns, or adjustments, those are handled through a structured process. This is where chargebacks happen. The built-in escape hatch, chargebacks, and disputes. Card payments have a feature cash doesn't, a formal dispute pipeline. If something goes wrong, for example, a wrong amount, an item not delivered, or fraud, the system can reverse or challenge the payment through rules and evidence. That is protection. But it is also why some merchants fear card payments, because from their side, a chargeback can feel like this. Wait, you can take the money back? It's the trade-off. More safety for the buyer, more paperwork risk for the seller. Apple Pay and Google Pay, are they safer or just shinier? Now let's talk about the phone tap. When you pay with a mobile wallet, you're usually not sending your actual card number to the terminal. Instead, it uses a substitute ID, a mask for your card, plus a one-time cryptographic code. Your phone becomes a secure messenger. You also add an extra layer: Face ID, fingerprint, or device passcode. So even if someone steals the terminal data, they often cannot reuse it like a simple copied number. A micro twist is that, in many cases, your phone tap can reduce exposure of your real card details to the merchant, which is why the experience feels the same. But the plumbing underneath can be very different. Real-life impact: why modern life makes card payments weirdly emotional. Card payments don't just change how you pay. They change how you feel about paying. Cash has weight. You watch it leave your hand. Card payments are frictionless. A tiny tap, a tiny beep, and it is gone, which can make spending feel like a video game purchase. And that has consequences. It can be easier to overspend. It can be harder to notice small recurring charges. It can feel like money is less real because you never touch it. That is not a moral failure. That is design. Friction changes behavior. Myth versus reality, quick. Myth number 1. Tapping is less secure than inserting. Reality. Tapping is generally designed to be highly secure, often using dynamic cryptographic proofs, which are very different from old magnetic swipes. Myth number 2. If it says approved, the money is gone. Reality. Approved usually means authorization. Settlement happens later. And now, the part you can actually use. Practical takeaways: choices, not commandments. Here are a few simple choices that make card payments work for you, not against you. Treat pending like a reservation, not a receipt. If you are budgeting tightly, check the final posted amount later, especially for gas, hotels, and tips. Use mobile wallet when you can. Not because it is trendy, but because it often adds device authentication and can reduce exposure of your actual card details. Keep a tiny tap limit in your head. Frictionless spending adds up. Pick a number, like under 10 is okay without thinking, and force yourself to pause above it. Audit subscriptions once a month. Card payments make recurring charges invisible. Make them visible again with one quick scan. If a card fails, do not assume you are broke. Try inserting instead of tapping. Or try another terminal. Many declines are communication problems or security rule issues, not balance issues. Separate daily spend from online spend. If you can, use a virtual card number or a separate account or card for online purchases. Different risk zones, different tools. The beep is a verdict of trust. So what happens when you pay by card? You don't send money through the air. You send a fast, encrypted question through a network of gatekeepers. Can I do this? And in a blink, the system answers based on funds, patterns, fraud signals, and cryptographic proof. That little beep is not just a sound. It's a handshake between you and a global trust machine. And the next time you tap and it works instantly, you'll know what really just happened. A mystery solved in 2 seconds and paid for with a beep.